Good evening, traders. This is CloudChartist with your weekly Ichimoku wrap-up for the week ending November 13th, Friday the 13th, and what a Friday the 13th that was. So we're going to start off looking at the ES. We see the ES put in a very bearish candle last week, entering the cloud, losing the support of the top of the cloud and entering the cloud, selling down pretty much about just under halfway through the entire breadth of the cloud. So we do have further that we can go inside the cloud before finding support of the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen, which are flat here below price. Those are down at 1985.63. So it's possible that we could continue lower and try to find support at that area. If we don't find support at 1985.63, we could find support at the bottom of the cloud, which is around 1968. Also note the Chikou over here has no support until it gets down to the cloud, which is actually below current price actions cloud. If we do sell below, say, I'm sorry, actually the next candle will be over here, so the support will not be as low as 68, it'll be around 72. So if we do sell below 1972 on the ES weekly time frame, we might not find support until down where the Chikou hits the cloud, so that's like more like 1944. If we do find buyers, we would have resistance at the top of the cloud here at 2065. Let's look at CL. CL put in a very bearish candle last week with a little bit of a bottoming tail, potentially finding support at this prior support area around 40. So only time will tell whether this area can hold. Overall, this chart is bearish in Ichimoku terms. If we do get a reversal to the upside, we will find resistance at the Tenkan-sen, which is currently located at 45.57, and then at the Kijun-sen above that at 49.79. But overall, this crude chart is bearish. Let's look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ put in a very bearish reversal from after putting in a new high last week. We sold off quite a bit, but contrary to the ES, the NASDAQ Chikou is finding support at the top of this candle here, so it's possible that we could find support and get a reversal higher here for on the NASDAQ just because the Chikou is coming into the candle support here. If not, then we should continue lower and perhaps find support down here at the Tenkan-sen, which is currently located at 43.85.25, and then we also have support at the cloud below that at 43.56, and the Kijun-sen below that at 43.19, and then all throughout the cloud we'll still have support. So NASDAQ is still fully bullish in Ichimoku terms. Let's look at the Russell. The Russell had a very bearish week and in fact lost the support of the cloud, so went from neutral last week to bearish this week. We do have support at the Tenkan-sen below here on the Russell, which is very close, 1136.30. So we'll see if that holds. If not, I can see us potentially retesting the 1111 area. We do have the Chikou over here was rejected just below the Kijun-sen here. If the Chikou could find support at the cloud, and that would be around 1125.50 thereabouts. So if we do sell below the Tenkan-sen, we could potentially find support at that 1125.50 area. Let's look at Dow. Dow also put in a bearish reversal and sold down through most of the cloud. We do have support at the bottom of the cloud for the Dow at 17.022. If we lose that area, we have support at the Tenkan-sen below 16.853. And then the Kijun-sen also, which is just slightly under that at 16.810. We do have the Chikou will come down and find support at the cloud also at 16.830. which is just between the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen here. So that we have good support in the Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen area for the Dow. If we do lose the cloud, Dow is still neutral in Ichimoku terms. Let's look at gold. Gold found a fair amount of buying at the end of the day on Friday, after being pretty bearish last week. This does look like potential reversal candle, like a spinning top type doji. We do have a larger bottom wick than the top wick here, but in order to confirm a reversal to the upside for gold, we need a higher high and a higher low. If we do get a move to the upside, we can potentially look for a resistance at 1106.90, this prior support area. So yeah, 11, maybe 1107, and then at the Tenkan-sen above at 1132.40. If we were to get above the Tenkan-sen, we would also look at resistance at 1152.20 at the Kijun-sen above. Overall, gold still quite bearish. If I didn't mention, support to the downside because I don't really see it, and I'll show you why by using the silver chart. Silver, very bearish after being rejected by the cloud, lost the support of the Kijun-sen 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, came down, lost the support of the Tenkan-sen, sold off, and continued to lose support last week. Silver looks more bearish than gold. You'll notice that there's only a small bottoming tail on silver in this area that we did have prior buying coming in. So that's around where we closed, 1422 thereabouts. So as far as looking for prior support, it's pretty tough because the prior support you can't find that until you go out to the monthly and start looking at levels that we haven't seen since prior, 2008, 2009 area. We haven't been, silver hasn't been this inexpensive since around that time period. You have this large consolidation area here from around 2005 to 2007. We were in a sort of choppy area right around, let's say, from the $10 range to, let's say, $15 range. So we could get back into that consolidation zone with silver. We shall see, but bearish in Ichimoku terms, and not yet oversold on the RSI on the weekly, or that's the monthly, but on the weekly we're still not oversold. We were previously oversold after this downtrend here, but we've been moving sideways for a while from April until now, and this little downtrend of late has not triggered an oversold condition on silver in the shorter time frame. I mean, on the weekly time frame. Let's look at some treasury bonds. Let's get the 30-year. ZB had put in quite a bearish candle last week, but we did get a reversal, bounce off this 152.10 area, and heading higher, perhaps to be rejected by the Kijun-sen above at 154.14. But overall, and we also can see that the Chikou, let me zoom in so you can see it more clearly. Chikou is finding resistance currently at the Kijun-sen, which is not particularly bullish. If the Chikou does move higher, it's going to find resistance at this candle, as will be one candle over. It'll find resistance at this candle at the 154 level. So there's a fair amount of resistance for the bonds moving higher. But overall, ZB is neutral in Ichimoku terms on the weekly time frames, pretty much smack dab in the middle of the cloud. If we do move over the Kijun-sen, we have the Tenkan-sen and cloud top confluent at around 156. Let's look at the 10-year. 10-year, we see a very interesting aspect. We see the Chikou is coming right into the bottom of the cloud here, right where price stopped moving higher on ZN. That could be resistance for the time being. We might reverse lower, or we could move higher and perhaps test this resistance underneath the cloud at the Kijun-sen at 127.075, and then slightly higher at the bottom of the cloud at 127.10, and then slightly higher at 127.275 at the Tenkan-sen above. Let's look at the dollar. Dollar put in a potential reversal candle, spinning top type doji after making a new high, but it's still in an uptrend because it did make a new high, higher high and a higher low. If we do get selling for the dollar, we can look at this prior resistance area 97.27 as support, and actually also this horizontal prior resistance area of 98.13 as resistance. Okay. Next up, let's take a look at some grains. Let's look at corn. Last week, corn put in a bearish candle after being rejected by the Tenkan-sen the prior week. Came up, didn't quite test all the way. Let me get closer so it's easier to see. Didn't quite test all the way up to the Tenkan-sen, but got rejected and traded lower, closing slightly off the lows. Corn is bearish, although this is a prior support area. This spike candle did find support here, as did these other candles. Around the let's see what the low is, around the 356 area. If we do trade lower, we can potentially look for prior support around 350. Other than that, we could go significantly lower. We're not yet oversold on this on the weekly time frame for corn. If we do reverse to the upside, we'll find resistance at the Tenkan-sen, wherever that happens to be next week. Let's look at soybeans. Soybeans also traded lower and made a new low, actually. This chart is bearish in Ichimoku terms. These, it's hard to see prior support, as there hasn't been any for a long time. The only way we can look for potential prior support is to go out to the monthly, and you can see that this works for any of the charts that we've been looking at. We can see that there was prior monthly support for soybeans in the end of 2008, 2009 in this area, so we could bounce from there. But anyway, I'm not going to go over all the monthlies. I'm just suggesting a method for looking for prior support when we don't have any in the recent years that we can see on the weekly. Let's look at wheat. Wheat, we see that we also had a bearish candle after this potential reversal candle that I mentioned last week. Was we had a confirmation of the trend change to the downside. We did not find support at the Tenkan-sen and closed below, but we do have prior support in this area, so we could see a bounce. We've seen a lot of choppy sideways action here on wheat. We could look at this as a head and shoulders, but at the bottom of the trend, it's not usually when you want to see a head and shoulders that you can depend on working a measured move from. Let's look at oats. Oats actually put in a bounce, and although bearish in Ichimoku terms, did hold support of the Tenkan-sen last week. So if we do see continued upside for wheat, we can find potential resistance at the Kijun-sen at 246.75. We'll also find resistance when the Chikou comes up and to this candle right here. So that's up at around 240. My cursor is locked up. Oh, there we go. Sorry, 242. Let's look at briefly bean oil. Bearish once again, lost the support of the Tenkan-sen after holding the support of the Tenkan-sen for several weeks, so we could test prior lows our prior support 26.75 thereabouts, and prior lows 26.15 on bean oil. Let's look at coffee. Coffee, well, actually I'll leave it in this view, keeping the prior lows in. Coffee put in another bearish week, still quite bearish under the cloud, breaking down from this bear flag potential. So we could see support potentially at this prior support level around 106.50, 106. And then also down here where that reversal occurred at 103.25. So it's possible that we're near the bottom on coffee, but hard to say without until we see a confirmed trend change to the upside. Overall chart is quite bearish. Let's look at sugar. Everybody's been talking about sugar. We saw last week, I think I talked about sugar, came up and tested the top of the cloud and was rejected. And I said that we would probably see some more sideways action inside the cloud, and indeed that's what we did. Once again, we came up close to the top of the cloud and were rejected, but still a pretty bullish candle for sugar, even though we were did not fail to make a higher high and failed to make a higher low. So we are in a downtrend. This was a potential reversal candle, and reversal is confirmed, but we did close pretty close to the highs of this candle. We do have a flat Tenkan-sen and a flat Kijun-sen below, which could attract price action downwards. Overall, though, sugar is neutral in Ichimoku terms. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for watching my video. Well, conclude everything. Good luck trading this week, and we'll see you next time.